You can start.
No, I can start after talking 10 minutes about the team. I have 10 more minutes left.
I'll let you join you guys.
So I'm Aysem Zorlu. I'm here. I'm Aysem Zorlu. I'm the founder of Loacal. And Loacal is basically a travel platform that connects travelers and local people. Before going deep into what I offer there, I just wanted to give you the story of it because that's what made me start doing it. That's how you create the products. I think for an entrepreneur, it's like your baby and the journey to there. So for about 2.5 years ago, I quit my job and decided to travel around the world. And I started with Peru and Panama. And in Panama, I had the opportunity to meet with an indigenous tribe. In Peru, I had an opportunity to actually stay in a Peruvian person's house, cook with them, try the traditional dishes together. And that was the moment I realized that there is actually a need for people to, we need a bridge between travelers and local people. Obviously, there is a couchsurfing guy there, so he kind of knows that this exists, but not in the way that I want it to exist. Because, I love couchsurfing idea, but for my thing, it needs to be more secure, more connected, and more to the point. So when I come back to my home country after my travels, I decided I will build the product I felt the need for. So I started to first speak with people around who are willing to maybe the first people to offer experiences. So I asked them about my idea. I know that they liked their culture as being Mediterranean as well. We love doing that. And at the end, after shaping my idea, I said, okay, I will create my MVP. And that didn't actually go very well. After creating my MVP, not many people started using it.
Maybe you can say what an MVP is for
minimum viable product. Minimum viable product. And my MVP kind of went okay, but it wasn't as charming and amazing. And then I said, okay, it's now time to actually upgrade it and help people better journey, more flowing journey in the website that I created. And just about launching my new product, the people I'm working with, so I spent a year creating it, and the people I'm working with said, oh, sorry, I'm having some kind of depression, I don't want to continue anymore. And at that point, I had two options. I will either continue one road and recreate it from the scratch, or just stop doing it, And probably most of the people will at that point say, that's enough, I already lose 1.5 years of my life, that's it, I'm over. And I said, following his path slightly, I said, it's the time. Okay, I lost it, but I learned lots of stuff during this journey, and I will rebuild it. So about 5 months ago, I had new web developers that I met through my connections, let's say. And with them, about 2 weeks ago, we relaunched the website. And now I have my completely new product. People already started using it. And my entrepreneurship story become and now it's getting up again. So from that, actually, what I wanted to highlight are the three main points. First of all, if there's anyone who are willing to create their product or any service or anything actually, let's say, if they want to go into the entrepreneurship story, from my side, what I had the advantage was before creating my MVP, I spent a couple of months talking with people to see if they really want to do it, if there is any need for it. So don't create something that is useful for you, create something that's actually useful for at least a niche group that will use it, so it's useful. The second thing is actually, many people, although they don't know what MVP is, there's always a saying that you need to create your MVP, it's the cool thing, your minimum viable product to test it. That actually it doesn't really work like that. It's probably by more technical now, but I think, which I recently read about it as well, we need to create MAP, which is minimum awesome product. So nowadays, awesome product.
Okay.
So nowadays, it's not just I have 2 wheels and then in 1 year you will have the car. I think nowadays what happens is, and I think should happen is, here is the wheels of the car and here is a bicycle, and I will make this bicycle a motorcycle and then a car. So if you don't have a journey, if you don't have a plan, if you don't make it awesome and usable from the starting point, I don't think it's going to work. It may, But from my experience of this 2 years fails and successes, it didn't work on my side. So you need to make your first product usable. And my third thing in my list is no, we're going to let it go, which is what I have experienced, and that cost me 1.5 years of time. So, yeah, like you need to know when to stop. If you're creating something and you don't like the color of it, it's not going to change anyone's idea on it. So, some things doesn't work in the way you want, but let it go. Like you will create a better version of it somehow. That's it.
You told us you spend a lot of time in this business. What about the money? Because when it comes to entrepreneurship, you know, I really wonder about because many people has got many entrepreneurship stories and they spend a lot of time before building up their business. But if it's not a good question, how can you afford your life during this process? It's not an easy thing.
Actually, that's a good spot. When I quit my job, I wanted to travel around, and I have to
quit
say.
my job as well, so that's why I'm asking.
Wait for it. So, but my main aim when I actually came up with this idea was I didn't have the idea at the beginning, so I just wanted to travel around the world. So I just had enough savings to survive for maybe like 1 year and travel a bit. But when I had the idea, I said I need to put it into action. So what I saved, half of it, of course, gone to traveling, but the other half went into my startup. And obviously, after all this time and effort and going down and up and so on, I needed further money. So I went back to the commercial side and started working. I started with part-time job. In my previous role, I'm a data analyst, data miner, however you prefer to call it, data scientist.
I'm a data analyst too.
Wow. Interesting, yeah, that's a good job.
My brother is a data analyst.
I was an
That's a bit pushy.
Why every data analyst quit their job? That's the question.
Well, I actually love doing it because, I mean, I work with data and I love to tell stories and learn new things from it. So looking at some numbers and trying to actually get the story from it is amazing for me, yeah. Although I love it, it doesn't mean that I want to do it for my entire life, you know. That's why actually one of the reasons I quit and decided to travel. But coming back to your question, after part-time, I said this is not going to work, I still need more money to survive. So I went to full-time, now I'm currently working full-time and also just launched my product. So I'm basically not sleeping, guys.
I can guarantee it's at least 18 hours of her day she's in front of a computer.
But I'm happy. So unfortunately, until it's like I have some people working for me, so I need to get their salary as well. And now my product is not as good to sustain. So I still need to keep gaining money, earning money, and supporting. But I have faith. Any questions?
What are your future plans?
I think soon I'm planning to change from full-time to part-time again because I need some sleep. And apart from it, as soon as the experiences I offer are currently only in Cyprus and Turkey, and I want to expand the experience number and also the countries. And actually, Greece is my in lists. UK is obviously in my list, and Portugal is in my list for now.
What made you decide what countries to go to?
Well, Cyprus and Turkey were my key starting points, and Greece is so close to our culture. The activities that we can offer are more or less the same. Okay. So the things I offer are, for example, cooking with a traditional meal with a Cypriot, for example. Or in Istanbul, having a photography tour at specific bazaar. So it's more niche and unique stuff. And I think, or even activities like scuba diving and so on. And Greece has more or less a similar architecture, let's say. So it goes in that way. Portugal is because of personal reasons.
Get some help.
And also because it's actually it has a potential for entrepreneurs. They are really supporting the entrepreneur base there. So I might have some support on that as well. And UK because I live here and I know how it works.
And they're all hot countries. Portugal.
Apart from UK.
Turkey.
No, I lived in Scotland, and probably my starting point in UK will be London and Scotland, so I'm not sure if you'll fit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
What's the coolest trip we can do in Loacal right now?
My favorite one is Kyrenia photography tour. So Kyrenia is a little town in Cyprus. Little. In our startups, it's not little. For London, it's like a tiny dot. And there is a really cute, adorable girl who is enthusiastic in photography. And I would love to actually do that tour with her again.
A bit more information about what you offer, about the brand, and what are the things that we can do with your brand.
Okay. If you ever visit Cyprus and Turkey, basically you can book any tours like I have mentioned, like photography tours, cycling tours, just meeting with a local and just hanging out together, meeting with a gastronomical person and having a cook together, wine tasting,
Like a list of
anything,
people.
anything, yeah.
No,
So basically you go into the
For different
website.
budgets as well, like each service
Definitely,
is different.
definitely. So when you go to the website, which I can give you my card and you can see how it works, you can just filter into what you're looking for, what is your interest. If you can speak just Chinese, for example, if there's anyone speaking Chinese in your area, so you can do with specific interest and filtering, you can reach what you're looking for.
It's called Local. Have you got an app
Local.
that we can download?
It's not an app yet, it's still just a website, it's mobile friendly though, so you can have a look.
It's like a platform. Let's say I would like to organize a photography tour in Bracknell.
Yeah.
Can I just subscribe to your platform? Can I use your
Exactly.
site to promote my
Exactly,
photography tour?
exactly. So we
And
also
you got a
have
commission.
exactly how it works. So it's an e-commerce platform that people, locals, activity providers, they can add their offerings in, and yeah, if people are interested, they can speak through the platform, they can book through the platform, or even give suggestions and do something slightly different, but into that context.
It's not about travel, but in Turkey there's a site, maybe you might know, arnavut.com. It's completely different. It's not
Yeah.
travel, but the principle is the same. You can just check
Yeah,
for
it's
an idea.
it's
Yeah.
like freelancer.com.
Many teachers
but
and
yeah.
everyone can just subscribe and
Exactly.
offer their business. to
But the
someone.
thing is, we still want to keep it. Obviously, it has some similar thing in Armut as well. It's Armut is basically freelancer.com, but for Turkey only. It's the similar idea, but what I want to keep it is whoever is going to offer something, either someone from my team meets them, or we kind of know who this person is somehow.
You want to filter it.
We want that because you're spending time with the person, which is I think what's missing at couchsurfing. Because you're spending time with a person, they might take you down ages, you know, we really don't know what's going to happen, so we want it to be fully secure. So it has this step that either me or someone in my team should meet with the person somehow.
Let me know, I'll connect you to some people in Greece.
I would love to. Thank you. Any other question?